Alright, everybody. So I don't know why the live isn't working with my OBS. I uninstalled it, reinstalled it. I fucked around with the setting it back up in the restream. I don't know what's going on. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna record this, and I'm just gonna post it on Twitter later. Same thing on YouTube. So this is our Thursday night live. How is everybody doing? It is Thursday, the 28th of March. A lot is going on, as you know, with the podcast. This is the last couple of days that you're going to have to jump in on the on what we have for our the people who are doing the $10 level on the Patreon. You're going to get the special gift, which is where I put them. Where I put them right there. You know, special little happy gift. This little sticker. But I have all kinds of patches and stuff. This is what I just got. Just got one of these in the mail. I haven't designed this, but we are going to be doing a version of this. So we want to do like quarterly care packages, and that's kind of the stuff that's going to be in the care packages. It's going to be our zine, which we're hoping to really get going. But also I want to send out things. A little bit stuff like that, pins, a little bit of valor. I have, since I'm still technically in the military, I can order things off of the exchange online, which means I can order uniform parts, which means I can send anybody a rank for Major General, and you can wear that. That's my gift to all of you at the $10 level. You're not only supporting veterans and supporting the podcast. Excuse me. I have had a couple of beers, but you're also going to get some valor delivered directly to you. So anytime somebody starts yelling at you, you just be like, I'm a fucking major general. I'm a 2-star general. That's what, we'll send a bunch of 2-star general. You fucking Velcro that to wherever, and nobody can give you shit because you're a general. And if somebody tries to, you tell them to fuck off. I'm a general. You got to salute me, and you do push-ups for me, motherfucker. I don't care if you're 25 years old. You get that shit. You put it on. You're a general now. That's how it works. You're not going to get the paycheck, but you do get the valor, and that's what's really important. That's what you're looking for. You can park at that like close-up, not quite handicapped space. Like they got the handicapped spaces, they got the expectant mothers and mothers with infants, and they got the veterans. So you can park at any of those because you're a general. So like what's a cop going to do? You're a fucking general officer, man. They can't do shit. Let's see other things we got coming up. We just did a really interesting conversation that came out for our free episode with, of course, I sat there and I said I was going to remember the name, Nathan J. Robinson from, he's the editor at Current Affairs, which is a leftist magazine, which I highly suggest everybody go and read and give their money to because they're great. Nathan came on because he wrote a really interesting article about pacifism, which is something that I never considered in my real life, because you think pacifism, what does that mean? You're a little bitch that won't go to war, right? Well, I mean, technically that should be all of us. Pacifism isn't, I will sit here and let you beat the shit out of me and not do anything. Of course you're going to protect yourself, but it also means you're not constantly going on the offensive to do, some kind of imperialism or go forth to conquer the world. So really, we should all be, pacifists, and not just in that, like, oh, of course, like, I'm sure if you went to Marco Rubio, he'd be like, oh, of course war is bad. But I mean, I'm really got a huge boner for like blowing up Caracas in Venezuela right now. So, being a pacifist really isn't, for me, it wasn't what I expected it to be, and then of course afterwards I'm just like, no, yeah, I am a pacifist. That's kind of who I am now, I guess. So looking forward to having that conversation with a bunch of fucking dildos that have Confederate flag bumper stickers and shit. What else? Should have, I think this coming week, we're going to do a bonus episode. I did an episode with Brock Wilbur. Brock is great. He's one of those dudes that's like really like, he does a lot of media stuff, and like you should definitely follow him at Brock Wilbur, because every time like I see one of his tweets, there's some other like really crazy and insane thing that he's doing. He's hooked me up with a lot of really cool stuff, and gotten me like not really in contact, not just in contact with, but also just like, hey, here's a cool person that you should follow. So you should follow Brock Wilbur if you're into media stuff and if you're into video games, because he does a lot of video game stuff. But Brock, and he has a great podcast. One of his current podcasts right now is called X Winging It, where he and a guy who's like the editor for StarWars.com is talking about Star Wars video games. But he and I talk about, we kind of do a Is It Fascist episode of video games. We talk about a game called Riot, which is a new game that's out on Steam. We talk about Police Quest, which is a Sierra Online game that goes way back to like the mid 80s. And then we also talk about the game TIE Fighter, and just like the different things about all of them. I really like bringing Brock on to talk, and I don't want to make it like just, is this game fascist? But I do like talking about the politics of various games. Whether they be left or right or anything. And mostly I want to talk about, games like older games and stuff. Because one, those are the games that I've already played and I don't have time to play newer games. And two, I think I have a PS2 that doesn't work. I do have a Nintendo 64 that does work. And I have a desktop computer that is 10 years. Most of the components are about 10 years old. So there's only so much I can do. But that new Borderlands game that's coming out, I might have to pick that up. But Brock and I have we have a bonus episode that's coming out about that. Coming in April, we're still going to have that $10 level. Feel free to jump onto that at any point in time, because we're going to be sending stuff out to the people who, like I said, zine, physical stuff. But if you're at the $5 level, you get a digital copy of the zine. And then beyond that, our goal is once we hit $3,000, we'll just give the zine out, digitally for free for everybody. But we kind of need to get that bump. We really want to do some growing. So we've got a lot of plans coming up this year. I got a lot of hope coming on for this year coming up. So fingers crossed, stick with us, and we're doing a lot of good stuff. Let's see. So April, the bonus stuff that I have planned. The first one is going to be that Brock, that episode with Brock. That's going to be April 1st. I'll have another Generation Kill review. Cynthia and I are still going to be doing, Cynthia Bethay, who is Nate's wife. She and I are going to be doing one. I'm still reading Kindred. I'm almost done with it, and then I'm gonna move on to a book called Long Division. They're both books that are written by Black authors. I've not read a lot of Black and people of color authors, or Black women authors too. So this is a really good. It's a good chance to like have somebody kind of like, hey, like when it's. Not to get into like doing like emotional emotional labor or anything, but it's good to have somebody like, I want to learn more about this, and then Cynthia is somebody who can say, here's some stuff for you to read, here's some media for you to consume that you might like, that is what you're looking for. I think she's going to make me watch Jordan Peele's movies. I do not do well with scary movies, even though I'm a 36-year-old man. I don't watch a lot of scary movies because I don't like to be scared. But I think we're going to end up watching a couple of I'll end up watching the Body Snatchers one. Of course, I can't remember the name of it, and then I'm sure that I'll get to a theater and watch Us, or rent it when it comes out. So, 'cause I'm a big fan of Jordan Peele, like all of his comedy stuff, and then he's fucking did a hard right turn into doing horror genre, which apparently he's really good at, which is fantastic. And it's like, I want to support Jordan Peele as much as I can by not watching scary movies whatsoever. So we'll see. I'll probably get around to watching them though. And then I'm sure that I think that we're gonna be doing a when we put out our poll for the Is It Fascist movie, I think April is going to be the month of sequels. So I'll probably put things like Jarhead 2, Rambo 2. I don't want to put Jarhead 2 on there because I think you motherfuckers will make me watch that shit-ass movie. But or maybe Marine 2. Isn't that the one where like there's the Marine series, and I know that like WWE wrestlers became like the main characters in it. I think Marine 1 is John Cena. And then like The Miz became the person after that. I can't fully remember, but so looking forward to watching a terrible movie that you all make me watch. And then in May, I'm sure we're gonna pick something that is not garbage. Eventually, we want to get around to doing a what am I thinking? The Matrix. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I think our next, what was our last? No, our last one should have been the Q&A. So our bonus episode Q&A is the last one. Brock will be the next one. Nate does all the uploading, so I don't like. I'm always trying to keep up with other stuff too. So, but as always, we've got t-shirts and everything too. I said I want to do pins and patches and everything to send to give to you guys. I have this great idea. My wife and I were talking at the restaurant. We went out to. I got paid today, so we treated ourselves and went out to eat. And I was saying that how cool it would be to do like pins that are like just a small like batch pins. The first one I want to do is like we'll do 100 pig poop ball pins and sell them for $10 a piece or whatever. And once those are done, they're done, and then we do another design, kind of like t-shirts. Except the shirts are you can always get the shirts. So I'm a big Disney fan, and so I have and Disney does a lot of pin trading. So I have a lot of Disney pins, but I also have pins that are not Disney. And it's just kind of cool to that you can get that stuff made and buy them and send them out to people for you can get like 100 pins made for like under $200. So that seems like a pretty cool thing. So hopefully we're really going to be expanding this because for a while we're just really pushing the Patreon, but like I've kind of come to discover people want tangibles. People want something they can order and get in their hand and be like, look at this thing that I got. And then people say, where do you get it? Like, because as soon as I had posted a picture of that, Don't Step on Sneak, people wanted, it's like, oh, where did you get that? And I got it on Wish.com, which, like, it took like a month and a half for that thing to arrive. Like, it was cheap. It was like $2, but, it didn't show up anytime recently. So what I want to do is I want to order, like, a bunch of those and then just mail them out from my house. Because my wife already knows how to do all the mailing. Like, she's been doing mailing stuff for, like, her side gig forever. So all she has to do is show me how to do it, and then I can do the same thing. So looking forward to really like boosting up what we're going to be doing. Other than that, I don't think we're at a good like 13 minutes here. I don't really have too much else news wise. Peter Daou is doing real good. Really glad to see Peter. He unblocked me on Twitter a while ago. If you don't know who Peter Daou was, he was a guy back in 2016. He was really hard up for Hillary Clinton, and he has kind of, I don't want to say come to his senses, but he's come to understand that maybe maybe Hillary Clinton and Hillary's people didn't run things as well as they should have. And he's kind of come to that conclusion, and he's like, oh, well, and he's not, not going to say he's a full-on Bernie guy now, but Peter is, he's saying that it's good to, to bring up the good and the bad about everybody and to be behind who you want to be and to push people into being the candidate that you want to be. Like, that's very good. That's some real fucking growth, and I'm, like, excited to see that because, like, honestly, like, if Peter could do it back then and not turn into a complete asshole, later on, because, like, after Hillary lost, a lot of those dudes turned into huge assholes. And I know Peter went through some shit. Like, I know he talked about his wife having a miscarriage, and, like, myself and my wife have suffered a miscarriage before. So it's not easy, man. And, politically, like, it's kind of at a point where it's just like, man, you just gotta grab onto what you can. And there's no reason for you to ever settle for second best. There's no reason for you to say, like if Joe Biden was fucking elected, like as the Democrat, like I can't go out for that guy. Like, give me some, I will meet you in the middle ground somewhere. Give me an Elizabeth Warren. Give me, Sanders. But like Biden and like all the rest of them are just kind of in that middle area too. But like Biden's Biden's a hard no for me. Hard no. So it's very exciting to see that some people are really kind of coming around. And of course, there's plenty of other people out there who are, if Bernie Sanders gets elected, then I'll I won't vote, or I'll vote for Trump or whatever. Which, I mean, when it comes to Hillary stands, that's that was 2008. When a lot of people who said, I'm not voting for the black guy, I'm going to go vote for John McCain. It's, fuck all of that bullshit. So, looking forward, hopefully the future will be bright and wonderful, even though things look like horrible fucking garbage right now. We'll see. Or maybe Howard Schultz will also run and fuck everything up and just be the accelerationist, pompous motherfucker that he is. The only slim hope that I hold out for the complete failure of society and the American apocalypse is at some point in time all Howard Schultz's guards and shit will be fuck this, I'm out of here because I need to take care of my shit, and Schultz is going to be there by himself and somebody's going to be that's that motherfucker. Let's go talk to that motherfucker. Anyway, everybody, thank you, and we will talk to you next week. Please follow me at Army Strength, follow Nate at In These Deserts, follow the podcast at Hell of a Way, and follow the, everything. The website, hellofawaytodie.com, where I do all kinds of other writings and everything. Of course, I haven't written for this week yet. I've been very busy. Done a lot of recording. So the Patreon, patreon.com/hellofawaytodie. YouTube channel that we have, everything, and please let us know if there's any new way that you want us to fucking jam this content directly into your ear, because we will fucking do it for you, I promise you. Other than that, thank you everybody, and we will talk to you next week.